Hey heroes, welcome back. Matt Nez here, and been away on a little bit of a vacation, back now, and while I was gone, Sir Matt, some exciting news. 2021 Wheel of Time, Rafe Judkins at well, I guess this is right. It's he's going to be at Comic-Con, right?
Well, virtual. It's a virtual panel, yes, right. But a virtual Comic-Con panel, right? So we did finally get. I shouldn't even say finally, because it's another one of these little teaser things, and it's cool. We get to see the sort of official logo. That was kind of cool. We now have the sort of official logo for Wheel of Time, but it says 2021, which is also sort of cool in that we were saying we know it's done, and you and I have been on here saying, and people have in our comment section sort of have agreed with us that we really want the show to do well. It needs to come out before like April of next year to avoid running into a bunch of other shows that will be similar. You have like Shadow and Bone, you have House of the Dragon, the Game of Thrones prequel, you have the next year at some point, right? We're going to get the Lord of the Rings series. And so we said this show would do best if it sort of came out before a lot of that, because a lot of mainstream sort of people don't know about the Wheel of Time, and we want it to do as best as possible. So if it came out before a lot of that other new stuff, it would sort of be, it wouldn't be challenged, and it would give everybody like a fresh audience to take it, and that would be its best time. And so we were saying either 2021 sort of late, and as we keep moving throughout the year, we're like, is this thing going to drop, right? Because Amazon has posted, they've done some Prime Video reels, or like, hey, these are the fall shows. Wheel of Time's not in it. And a lot of the teasers we've been getting for the show have been so small. Mm-hmm. I mean, like so small, we're like, it feels like they're not even close. But so then we did get confirmation. So now we're waiting for the real trailer. And you and I have been saying, as the year's been progressing, I think Comic-Con is the time to sort of do that. And so after we got that little teaser trailer, they said this week Rafe is going to be doing a virtual panel at Comic-Con. Now, that's fine at being virtual, because I think a lot of panels are still virtual as we're dealing with COVID and the pandemic and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know I actually don't know. I tried to look it up. I don't know if Comic-Con itself the whole deal might be virtual, even as we're sort of opening up, just because they've been planning it for so long. But it's not going to be like as big as it has been in years past, certainly, at least in San Diego. So to me, he's doing sort of a panel. I think this is going to be much bigger than his sort of just 10-question Instagram things, which he's been doing, since this is like an official Comic-Con panel. And Comic-Con is the time in which everybody, even if they're not at Comic-Con, releases a bunch of trailers and news of, hey, these are the cool new series coming out and everything. So to me, if you don't give us a trailer at Comic-Con, then something's wrong. Something's wrong. If we don't get a Comic-Con trailer, then I think our fears of not necessarily the show isn't coming out, but this show might not be as good as we're all hoping, would be the only reason we wouldn't get something at Comic-Con. But that to me is that sort of perfect. You do your panel and you're like, oh, by the way, and one last thing, and then I mean, that's your sort of classic. This is how you do it. Yeah,
it has to be done. It has to.
Right.
In my mind, there's zero.
There's no other way to do it.
There's no other way to do it. Like you've reached the point where if you say it's in they've said 2021. So okay. Marketing wise and stuff, and I'm not, we're not a part of the team. We haven't had any experience doing that kind of stuff, but that's what most people do. It seems like you would drop a trailer. So I think that's what he's going to do, right? Provide some context, talk about Wheel of Time, talk about this world that Robert Jordan created and the fantasy series, the epic, what it's like, give some people some idea as to what they can expect, talk them through some of maybe even the difficulties of like getting this done and the team and thanking all of them.
COVID.
All that kind of stuff. I expect him to do all of that, and it's going to be pretty cool. And then at the end, like you said, he's going to drop a trailer. Now, you don't even have to just make it an official.
Doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a big. Doesn't have to be like a 2-minute trailer. It doesn't even have to be.
Yeah.
It can like you can still save that, or you can sort of space it out, right?
Yeah.
It does not have to be like a huge mega trailer. It just has to be enough to be like, what's Wheel of Time? That's it.
Yeah. Yes.
A minute 30 seconds is all we need. And I need much more, I will say, in that minute and 30 seconds, because that's a lot of time actually for a trailer. That's a lot of time. You're talking 8 episodes, 8 probably 1 hour long episodes. So I need a minute and 30 from that. Now, your trailer, oftentimes we'll see this, right? Like with Mandalorian, we saw this, right? And Disney does this a lot, and I'm sure other people do, but I can specifically reference it since I'm much more familiar with it. When we saw Mandalorian season 2 trailer, the inside that trailer is only the first 4 episodes. So you don't have to show stuff later in the line. Although the difference there is we have no idea what's going to happen. Where here we're book people, so we have a lot of idea of what's going to happen. And so maybe because of that, you have the source material readily available. You will show some stuff that, because your initial audience is going to be the book people, the people who are familiar with Wheel of Time, right? And they're going to say, oh, that's like probably that. That's probably, this battle or that. So regardless, I'd say a minute, 30 seconds minimum is what we need. And it needs to be a lot more than just Moraine opening her eyes. Wow. I need to see actual magic being, the one power being used. We need to see some battling. I need to see some sword fighting, like huge epic sort of, here's our people, they're on the run, they're out in this huge fantasy world. Right. That's what you have to do. That's what you do with a trailer like that. You're establishing the world that we're going to be in. It's going to be magic. There's going to be big epic battles, and it's all about the power, the one power, the dragon reborn.
Hey, let's go. Let him ride again on the wind. Rafe, let him out of the box. Let him ride. Okay, let him ride once again on the winds of time. So here's something. I hope somebody argues with me about this in the comments, because it's fun. Or just down below. This is kind of fun. My bold prediction is that this trailer, because I think it's happening. I think you said minute 30, whatever it will be. I guarantee you they show Logain, and Logain is a bit more. I almost feel like season 1. I've been thinking about this, Sir Matt. I've been thinking that Logain might be around a lot longer than we think, and they might build him up to be bad. Like, we're going to think, as the audience is watching this, and even as book readers, you watch Logain and you think, wow, I hope none of the 3 boys from Emond's Field can channel, because that guy is a monster. He's a monster. And we might even sympathize with the Aes Sedai going and taking him down. Maybe we're torn between, is this a good guy? Is he a bad guy? But I'm telling you, Logain heavy, my friend. They're going that direction. They're going to build him up in a way that he wasn't built up in the books. And he's going to have a following. And those battles that we might see, and that channeling and that power and all that kind of stuff that's happening, we might see that first featured through Logain and the Red Aja and so on. And I think that would be absolutely sick to see that happen. So.
All right, so I just did a search for a handful of TV shows. I did Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, Mandalorian, Umbrella Academy. I just to see season 1 official trailer. Almost all of them are roughly between a minute 30 seconds and 2 minutes. That's just in that sort of initial quick search there. So that's what I'm hoping for, man. A minute 30. Yeah. And show me, let's just put in our minds here really quick as that, we know that it might go into book 2 or they're going to slide stuff or however, let's just say, just because we're doing this on the spot, season 1 is only Eye of the World. What does your trailer look like?
I tell you right freaking now. One thing I have been thinking about is that Trolloc attack, right, on Tam's, in the 2 rivers, right, in Emond's Field, but then also at Tam Althor's farm, right, and the sword, the picking up of a magical sword, and a young boy not knowing what to do with this, making his first kill, and so, or not that we would see that, but just like to see him in a perilous situation, his father crying, pick up the sword, something like that, just because that's early, right? That would be in the first we're looking first 4 episodes what's going on. I think you will see some of that Moraine land situation in Emmons Field, a quick highlight of that. And I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you, I mark my words, Logain will be in that trailer, and he will look like, because he is
right
in the beginning of the series. You hear about the false dragon, in Gillidan, who has risen to power, and that the White Tower is moving against him, and they've sent the Red Aja to take him down. I mean, so you just need a clip or two. I better see him at the height of his freaking power. I'm talking height of his power. I'll just leave it at that. And yeah, so I want a moment with a sword, right? I want the Heron Mark blade, and I want Logain. And I want him using the power. And I want the earth to be torn up in front of us. I want some crazy stuff going down. I want Red Aja just, we might have to lose a few sisters. I don't know, but...
All right, here's my trailer, okay? Because I'm thinking, you got to think about it in the terms of a trailer, right? You got to really sort of shift through stuff. We start off and it's Rand and Tam, and they're on the road, right? They're doing the Flame in the Void type of a thing. Because I forget his name, but the actor who plays Tam, he was in Game of Thrones. Yeah. He's in Justice League. He's like an actor people will kind of initially be like, oh, okay, that guy was in Game of Thrones, right? Or like he's sort of a recognizable person.
Right.
Okay. And so then you start there, and then maybe you see that sort of shadowy figure, right? Did I see, was there something? See that sort of shadowy figure. Okay. So then you kind of cut to like Emmons Field, and maybe we see, these are all those sort of like moving shots that are all moving really fast, sort of thing. We see, the wine spring in, you see Tom playing guitar a little bit. And then we see like maybe Moraine show up, and it's like, who's that woman type of a thing, just like one quick line, who's that woman, something like that. You see her show up. She's still like hooded. You don't really get like her whole like face, whatever. It's sort of mysterious. Then we see like the Trolloc attack. We see her do magic. We're at about like 45, uses the power, I should say, but most people would just perceive it as magic because they're seeing this for the first time. They don't know how it works. So we're at like 45 seconds. So we're like halfway through. Then it's like, we need to leave. So then the final 30 seconds needs to be like, we're on the road. It's going to be this big epic world. And then you give us like a line about like, I think there's more to Rand than meets the eye or something like that, right? Like there's something special about Rand. Needs to be like one quick line or something like that. And then I think you have to end, like the final shot needs to be either like Matt getting the dagger in Shadow Logoth, right? With like, Mordred, right? Or the whole the Ordeith, or the whole deal, right? At whatever name we're going by at that, whatever. Mordeth, right? Something like that, or it needs to be maybe Moraine. Maybe it's a more full shot of Moraine using the one power, right, and wrecking some Trollocs. Like it needs to be something sort of like big, either a villain or like big powerful magic.
Yeah, I like that. I also
power, as you were using the one power. I keep saying magic, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of fun to think about. Like, what would you do if you're cutting up the trailer, right? That would be right. That's an intense job, by the way. I don't know if I want the pressure of that, but it is such a big deal because it does sell and drive people and gets the hype going. But I think at the very end, they want to build up Moraine as this. That's the big tuck, right? So subtle, like you said, subtle little drops about Rand or these boys or these Emmons Fielders. But at the very end, if they just kind of flashed in on Moraine's eyes or one of the characters, even if it's Rand, and you just sort of like, you hear them talking about someone special, and maybe they don't say Rand, but at the very end, one of the boys, you just see, like just their eyes, and and you're like, which one was that? As the person watching it, who we focused on? I don't know. I think that'd be kind of cool to see a little tight focus on an intense gaze at the camera to end the trailer, but I don't know. I like the build up though, because there's a lot you can do with the cloaked figure, another cloaked figure, several of them, mysterious figures showing up in this town, not knowing where this is going. An attack breaks out, power is used, and then it's just bang, 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 bang. It's just take us to this set, show us 2 to 3 different sets, and then
it needs to be them on horseback from a drone shot, right? They used to use helicopters, but
the freaking Drakars coming to get them. Yeah.
You need that sort of like big open, like a shot I think of that's perfect. It's your establishing shot, right? To sort of like when the group in Lord of the Rings, right? When the Fellowship is traveling, right? And it's these huge epic scaled out shots. Right. And it's them walking over these huge, fields and everything. That you need one of those shots to establish, hey, this is like this big fantasy world, because it makes the world feel big. It makes it feel big.
I like that. I think you're right. Yeah, you got to show us a big city or a big landscape, and then traveling. And traveling is important too, because then you just know, okay, we're going from spot to spot, and that's always a good element.
Because I'm sure we will have more than one trailer, but your initial trailer's got to be like your initial trailer. The goal of your initial trailer should cause people to say, "What is Wheel of Time?" That's the Google search that they want people to hit afterwards.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, I think so the bottom line here, trailer has to be dropped. Has to. I'm sorry. Has to.
If it's not, I might be out. I might be like, I think I'm just done.
I would be shocked. I would be absolutely shocked. There's
it's got
and then from there, it's just sort of what are we going to see, and then we'll look at costuming and all that kind of stuff. It's really exciting. I know they're still working and doing stuff on it right now. I also will be really interested to hear what Rafe says about Wheel of Time and what it like the story. You know what I mean? Because that's a big part of it too. You're going to have the trailer, but he has an opportunity to sell folks on this story. And so you have 14 volumes. You have Robert Jordan, this awesome author. Lots of really cool themes. He'll have something, hopefully written up that he can pitch to a large audience.
I hope we get a little bit of music too. I want to hear some of the. Yeah. What's the score going to be like?
What did you think of the logo? What did you think of that?
I like it.
I loved it. I thought it was it's cool. It's so.
I like that I like that it kind of collapses in on itself. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought it was cool too. And so here's the thing, gosh. Let's be honest, on this channel at least, couple trailers ago, little teasers, we got some heat because Moraine opened her eyes.
Well, that's all it was. I mean, and then there was Blousegate.
Yeah. So I am a huge fan. I am a huge fan of Wheel of Time. Matt and I are going through it. The podcast is just a read through. We're loving it. It's fantastic. It's a great story. And we are so hoping that this just lands in a way that it's just going to be epic and awesome. But you get nervous, you know what I mean? Because you like something so much and it's brand new. It's not like Star Wars, we've had it since 1977 or whatever. Like, I don't know. You just get like even when the Hobbit films were coming out after Lord of the Rings, you're sort of like, okay, there's a good foundation there. So we weren't as nervous going into that because we had they should be okay. This should be high caliber. We have no idea with this. We don't know. And like, I know it's going to be high caliber. I guess just because of the actors and the people.
We don't know that it's going to be high caliber.
Okay.
Is the thing. Okay. We have an unproven showrunner. Okay.
Rafe probably hates us.
I love. He probably does. Hey, he probably. Well, yeah. He probably. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, this happens a lot. You pick sort of these unknown people. Yeah. And I mean, after season 1, we might be like, okay, we're set to roll. I mean, but I hope so.
Yeah, and the thing is too, I think I've often thought as we talk about the show, and we talk about Rafe and the actors, and we talk about all these different people involved. It's an opportunity, right? It's a risk. You go in and you say, I've got to produce, I've got to create and make something, and he's going to give like his darndest to it, and it's gonna be awesome. But it's like there's so many fans of the Wheel of Time series that I've just watched his Q&As and I've watched people in the comments talk about, well, why is this not in there? Why is this not? And it's just like, and I'm watching him. That's what I'm saying. So I want him to know, and I want the whole crew to kind of know. As a fan, we have to be realistic. You cannot. Yeah. You're allowed to have.
I think you're
two
right. Yeah, when it comes to book to show adaptations, you have to do it it's just the way it works. You have to do it for the TV audience.
Yeah.
You just have to. You have to adapt it for the TV audience in a way that makes sense for TV. Now there's stuff you can do, you can go about it cool ways and stuff like that, but if you're a book reader and your expectation is that you're going to go into any TV show or movie and it's going to be 100% accurate to the books, then you need to seriously change your expectations, because I cannot think of anything that is 100% accurate to its source material. It's just impossible.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is too, regardless of what, and this is why I like Rafe's demeanor and the demeanor of the folks working on these things. And really, we've only gotten him. He's been the front of all of this. And we know that there are directors who have come in for a couple episodes and the cast is there, but they're, they're just kind of, they're in their roles, right? They're doing their thing and they're going to present awesome performances. But the direction of it, the whole running of it, he's been really good about trying to let people know this is a TV show. This is not, we're adapting it from the books. And so to help the book audience, purely, I think, to help a great fandom that he was a part of, the book audience brace themselves and be ready for a larger audience to come see this. And then hopefully go check out the books and say these are awesome. So I appreciate him for that. And I think that's well done on his part so far, and I'm excited to see this. I think he's going to knock out of the park. I really think this is his time to shine. I think it's his Instagram story or Twitter story said, the irony is that did anybody tell him I don't really like to talk, and he's going to this panel where he's going to talk in front of everybody. So maybe his light will be rekindled on Survivor.
I don't know, man. I think once your light's extinguished on Survivor, you're out.
You're out. Okay, he's a dark friend. Okay. So, anyways, all right. Well, friends, hey, let us know. We're excited about this. We'll come back once. We'll be back with the podcast here soon. I think where are we at? We're in part 4. Part 4. Okay.
Which is chapters, I think 26 through 35. Somebody did ask us, they said, could you please put those back in?
Yeah.
And you can do.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we will. It's because they're huge, but books are massive. So we'll do that, and we'll be back to cover some of Comic-Con and Rafe's comments there. Let us know what you're looking forward to down in the comments, and we'll maybe even do a little follow-up to this video with your guys' comments. So, all right, thanks, friends, so much. We appreciate it. Please like, please subscribe, and remember that the grave is no bar to our call.